Hey guys, Penny here from Monaco Nail Academy, and over the next few minutes I'm going to be showing you how to do these really pretty shine on matte sparkly butterflies. And I have Pat here.
Hi.
Because what happened is once upon a time on a very tired weekend, we tried to do too many things at once. We got very tired. And the second half of this video is a complete shit show of Pat and Hannah trying to replicate these butterflies with no instruction, no assistance, and with hardly really watched me actually do the nail in the first. I mean, they're on Pat, but it didn't really help. So what I've done already is I have done 2 layers of La-Di-Da, Color Gloss and La-Di-Da, cured them, done correction gel, cured and cleaned that, buffed the shine off with a 180 grit buffer, and now I'm painting in the butterfly shapes and using gel polish again to do that, which then I will cure it and add the sparkles.
Penny, you made it look so easy when you were doing it. We were like, yeah, we're gonna get this right. And then, no, we did not.
You were wrong. So I'm just putting in the wing shapes here, and we're going to come back to this because in this first half, I'm just chucking in a wing shape. In the second half, you will see how much, look, we've learned a lot from this, okay? Like, we're going to learn a lot about wing shapes in this video and how I need to teach. And we kind of have a plan going forward because I like to do nail art and then do the commentary as I've done in previous videos, but we also have a plan to do some videos where I'm actually teaching and going back and forth with someone like Pat. So one thing I will point out is just the fact that the top half of wings, you draw a wing like one side is the letter B and the other side is a backwards letter B. Like if you just quickly draw a butterfly for a toddler on paper, it's like
Is that how
out
you
and
draw?
in.
What?
Well, like the shape of these wings, it's like out, in the middle, and out again.
Is that why our butterflies were so misshapen?
Oh my goodness. Because you guys were doing the entire wing shape in the top half of the wing and then adding a bottom half of the wing. You'll see. It's not cute. So the pink has been cured. The gel, the butterfly has been cured. And now we're pressing this Young Nails glitter into the inhibition layer. And it will just stick on its own. You push real hard. You can't hurt the person. And then you brush away the excess and you just get lovely, beautiful shimmeriness. So now we go in with another layer of correction gel. And this is to protect the glitter and to give an even surface for painting on. So I'm just working it and making sure it sits level across the glitter and makes it like sort of sinks in around the glitter so it can seal on with the rest of the gel. There it was there, but it's been cured and now cleaned and buffed again in this part. So we did the base color, correction gel, cure, clean, buff, get our butterfly into place. Then correction gel, cure, clean, buff, and now we can add the detail. Now I'm working with acrylic paint, which again, Pat, how do you feel about acrylic paint?
So you'll see later in the video that Hannah and I were just very confused about how to use acrylic paint, and apparently I was doing it all wrong. So Penny's gonna explain how to actually use it right now.
Yeah, because I wanted to throw Pat out a window, even though I really love her. So the thing with acrylic paint, as you will hear Hannah point out to Pat later, is that it's water-based paint. The benefit of acrylic paint is that it's so thin, but that means that because it's thin, you don't have a lot on your brush. And you'll see, as I'm working back and forward, that I am dipping my brush into the lid. There's actually a little lip in the back of the lid, like where the hinge is. It's there on purpose, like this little spoon. And what you do is when you open the acrylic paint, you give it a shake and it fills that lip. And then when you go to use it, you dip into the lip and then wipe it off on the edge. And you've not even, since I started talking about it, seen me go back to the lip yet. Like there I'm in the lip and now I wipe off the excess. And then I'll just go back to that little bit of acrylic paint on the lip of the bottle, like that little tiny bit.
So you're actually not having a lot of product on the brush. Oh
No.
my
The
god.
benefit is that it's so thin. Like, that's why I like acrylic paint, is because it's so thin. You guys, wait until you see how Pat was doing it. I say this with so much love because hindsight's 2020, but like acrylic paint, you use it so thin. And that is not what Pat and Hannah did. And
I
that's
was
okay.
glooping it on.
You when you rewatch it in a second, you're gonna die. Like this, it was
Uh,
she may as well have just tipped the whole bottle onto the nail and been like, why is it not a butterfly?
at least anyone watching this video is going to do a better job than me, and then they can compare themselves and be like, at least I didn't do as bad of a job as Pat.
Well, it wasn't bad. And you guys did learn as you go. There's some commentary, like Pat and Hannah of past are going to chime in a bit later. So I'm just getting in my line work. I am making it a little bit thicker at the tip of the wing, which you will see on a real butterfly. There's like a lot more of a dark edge. And then we're going to come in and put some detail in as well, once we've just like lined and strengthened up this line work a little bit. The other thing with acrylic paint, like, so it's really highly pigmented, so you don't have to go over it too much, but this pot is pretty new, so I've been sort of like still shaking it every time I use it. So that's why I'm going over it a little bit, just to build up the coverage. But generally with acrylic paint, you don't have to. So that's just me thickening up the tip of the wing a little bit more, and then I'll come in and do the segments. And the segments are also really important for the butterfly wing. But obviously, okay, like, here's the thing. Don't judge my teaching because I didn't teach them. Literally, I did this nail on Pat and I was like, Hannah, you should probably watch this if you're going to give it a go. And then she kind of didn't. I have a feeling she actually went inside at one point, like out of the nail cabin, went into the house and then came back. Like, she was just going to wing it. Excuse the pun. But
Good pun.
great pun, unintentional. Putting these segments in, they come from equal divisions on the outside of the wing and meet at the same point on the inside of the wing. And that is another thing that will come up. But then also we need to sort of like blend them into the outside line of the wing, like the thicker part of black. We don't just have the lines like go from the outside of the wing to the inside and stop. Wings are very like, they're very soft. There's no square on a butterfly wing, if you know what I mean. So once you get the segments in, then you just like soften how they enter the wing. There are certain times that you don't use acrylic paint as well though, and you're going to see that coming up in a second. I'm going to grab out my matching black gel polish artistic color gloss in Swag to do the center of the butterfly, because I'm using a dotting tool. And here's the thing about acrylic paint, you need to use it thin. But when you use a dotting tool, a stylus tool in acrylic paint to do dots like I'm about to do, you end up with blobs of acrylic paint. So for this sort of thing, I grab the gel polish and dot with gel polish and then cure it.
I don't
Because
even remember if we did that.
I think you did, but like it was very much like you did it, but I don't think you knew why, kind of
Okay.
thing. But the center is for sure gel polish, because those big dots you can cure and then they're done. But if we did it with acrylic paint, it would take forever to dry and it would be a pain in the butt. So here is another layer of correction gel. We made sure these nails were nice and thin to accommodate doing 3 layers of correction gel, but it's important for the actual end result. So once again, correction gel, cure, cleanse, buff. And that's because we want the background to be matte and the butterfly to be shiny. So now we take glossing gel, which is the Artistic Color Gloss top coat. It's much thinner than correction gel and it has a higher shine. And I'm still using my mini striper just to outline, or not outline, to top coat only the butterfly. And that means the butterfly will be shiny, but the background will stay matte. And that's half the effect of this design. Now, no one has ever accused me of being a dainty human, but I need you to look at my strokes and just hold these in your brain until you see Pat's strokes later. And then maybe that's my only time I'll ever be called dainty. Honestly, I'm not bullying her. We're looking at this and we're laughing. I promise. She won't cry afterwards. But so I'm just getting the glossing gel only on the butterfly and not letting it go onto the matte background. And when we cure it and clean it, we will have a beautiful finished nail that's got a matte background and a shiny butterfly.
I think I completely forgot that it was supposed to be matte in the background.
No, you didn't. You
I
did that
didn't?
bit.
Okay.
Yeah. When you put oil on, it stops being super matte, but when it soaks in, it's fine. That's why I kind of buffed it at the end just to get it back to matte.
Oh.
And so now we have Hannah's work. Now, you guys had actually already done an entire nail. I cannot find that footage. It's not there. So too bad, so sad. This is the second nail, and this we've done the glitter already, put the correction gel on and buffing it. Somehow it does already also have the body. So who knows? This is where we are, okay? This is where we've ended up. So there is a little bit of Hannah's hand being in focus more than the butterfly, but generally I've left that, well, I've cut some and left it in places where it seemed relevant. But this is Hannah's second attempt at doing a butterfly and lining it. And this is not too bad. The only thing with this, and it's a source of frustration throughout the video, is the shape of the wing. That was the thing that frustrated Hannah the most at this point, was she couldn't understand why the shape of the wing wasn't right. But this is what I was talking about before. So in that top half of the wing, there's an innie. Do you see it? The top half of the wing has an innie. Oh. And then it also has a bottom half of the wing.
But we weren't supposed to have an innie on the top
No
part.
innie. When you go back to look at, or like when mine shows up, you'll see that actually the top wing is basically like a triangle. Like it's very flat along the outside.
Why were we doing that when we had an example?
Because we've been trained since we were toddlers that butterfly wings have innies.
Okay.
But not anatomically correct innies.
Oh.
But also, I just think it goes to show that, like, when you watch just a YouTube video, Hannah's over it. She's like, I'm getting rid of this. Oh, she's going to chat in a second.
Okay, sorry. She sounded so frustrated. I find it really hard to sit still.
But also, like, whether or not you had sat still, they weren't going to be perfect. She did swap brushes though, which is an interesting point because now Hannah's using the mini striper, but before she was using, I don't even know where it came from, this thick, ugly black brush. And then Pat, when you have a go, you're using the thick, ugly black brush. Like you're not using the nice, expensive, like good quality brush.
I don't know it was there.
I don't know where it came from. But using the mini striper, like swapping brushes, Hannah's work instantly improved. But okay, there's my nail, right? Like now you can see mine. And the shape of the wing is so...
Oh, it's so different. Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, we're taught as children that the wings have innies. And I just, like I was saying, I think this just goes to show that, yeah, you can watch a video, but you don't necessarily see everything at all times.
She's got thick up here. I didn't even notice it before.
Like that example there, like Hannah just pointing out that it's really thick in the top part of the wing.
Apparently butterflies look like that, which I always forget.
Well, I didn't do it on that one, so it might have made the difference.
You can do it now if you want. That can be part of the learning.
I mean, realistically, yeah. She should have gone back. And you could go back and add to it pretty easily. The perspective here, though, is this was Sunday afternoon/evening, and we had been doing videos and, like, concentrating for 2 full days. Like, it doesn't sound like a lot, but we were so tired.
It was the weekend. You know, weekends are for resting.
We did go to Hot Pools.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, we went to Hot Pools. Like, we had some fun, but Yeah, like, and most of the filming was me filming on you guys.
I don't know why we were so tired.
Because we're all tired all the time.
But I think that goes to show that, you know, Hannah and I quite like doing art, but sometimes if you don't have instructions, it can easily get lost in translation. Where I feel like if I do this again now, I would do a much better job because you're explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we did not explain as we went the first time. Like, she's thickening up the top of the wing, like she just thickened that up because she spotted it. But stuff like the shape of the wing, unless I point it out, you just don't see what you don't see. Like, that goes for so many aspects of our job and of life.
I hate it.
They look so much better than the first one. So
this is too low, but I can't really go back on it.
maybe if you extend the top bit of that one and really emphasize that,
Just
then
in black.
yeah, then it will be more proportional. And then try and make it a bit rounded in the corner, like pennies.
I can't unsee this.
What?
The bottom one. It's pissing me off. I can't get past it.
Maybe you just need to, I think it's pointy. Maybe make it rounded.
It's just so funny because the debate is over it being pointy, but it's not supposed to be there.
Like, I think that's better already.
Ever the optimist, Pat.
Always.
Bit better?
Marginal. That'll do. I don't think I'm going to be happy with that. I don't think there's anything I do.
I mean, realistically, you could file it off. You could file off that bottom wing because it wasn't supposed to be there. But now obviously maybe it's not obvious after that discussion, but Hannah's going in with the correction gel so that then she can cleanse it and buff. So this is the cleansing, then the buffing, very much on camera. Just getting that real good shot there. And then adding the glossing gel so that this butterfly will be shiny.
I think it's so important that we get the basics right because, you know, we can make it glittery and beautiful, but because we got the basic shape wrong, it just made everything not right, and it's so frustrating.
Glitter does help though.
Trying not to go through all of this stuff.
But that's what it's for. Like, you need to use it. And we don't want to be using like dirty looking wipes on a YouTube video, right? So you have to. Okay?
Okay.
You're just noticing you're using
I've been
them
You
because
usually just...
yes, that's a normal amount of wipes to be using.
Okay, I don't hate it as much as I did like 3 seconds ago, but the next one's definitely going to have a smaller little bottom wing. We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning. That's
Okay,
it.
next one. But what are we going to do on this one? Because I'm not doing another upside down one.
Do that one, but facing the other way. Yeah.
Okay. So now we're really going to like imitate. Cool.
Cool. We live and we learn. Oh my gosh, when I was here with Mel last time and we were doing the one stroke stuff, I kept like muttering to myself like, so angry.
Literally me though.
I was like, and then the whole time it was recording, and like I was trying to be positive, but at the same time I was like, what the hell is this? Like, what is happening?
The other way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so frustrating learning something new. So,
But to be fair, not even learning because I didn't teach you. I just did it on your hand.
True, but then I was talking about the one stroke course, so I think that's just me being angry at myself. So,
We were tired. I have so much to say. I think it's hilarious. First of all, when Hannah was like, it's going to have a much smaller bottom wing. What about none? What about no bottom wing? But also the choice to do a backwards butterfly. Oh, May.
No. I can't paint it on that angle.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, then do something else. You don't want to do upside down. What about you do that, but the other way? Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next step.
yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Neither can I.
I mean, I could try painting it myself. Do you want me to do it?
15 days.
Then we have 2 people attempting it. But I don't know.
Here's the thing, an upside down butterfly is so much easier than one flipped on its like vertical axis. Is that what? So if you're going to do one upside down, you get them to fold their hand and then turn it around. So you are working upside down now. So flip their hand palm up and then fold their fingers inwards and then work that way. And now their finger is up.
Way.
Now you're working up the right way, but their hand is upside down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we didn't think about that.
No. And then the alternative, what you guys chose to do to paint the ring finger butterfly, just the other way. No, I never do that. I've actually done it in previous YouTube videos where I've shown that you get the image on your phone, like even if you took a photo of that nail and you flip it on the phone so that you can copy an image exactly as it, like I would find that impossible to flip it in my brain.
I love the ombre on these. So pretty. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so what colors are these? So purple, and then what's that?
That's a green.
That's a green. That's so cute.
Like we would never choose.
I would never think about green.
Yeah, but their routine.
Yeah, but it actually,
Feels like it's a nice green.
Yeah, it actually makes sense.
There was like literally nothing on screen half that time, but those nails are from a different YouTube video that's coming up, so I left it in there. Also, I just really like when you asked what color it was and she said green and you were like, oh, it's green. Like
I can't see that.
How to tell if Pat is tired. There was a lot of concern at the time as well about the undercoat green being too light, but the thing is, like, when, like, because I cut that part out, but when you are going to outline it, you can have a light background color. Like, it didn't need to stand out over the
Oh,
pink.
that's true. That makes sense. Yeah.
So same process as before. And see, you guys were doing the body. The body's already in there. You guys were doing the body and then correction gelling. I don't know. It was a different method, but whatever. It worked. And there's our little innie. Can't do a butterfly wing without a double innie. And getting those segments in, I think the main thing is just like, because there's the double innie, the wing is already the wrong shape. Fine, whatever, we're over it. But that meant that Hannah was pulling the segments from equal parts on the outside of the wing, but to equal parts on the inside of the wing. And remember I said before, it goes from equal parts on the outside to the same point on the inside. And that's the segments here are going to look a little bit funky. Does that make sense?
No, I have no idea what you're saying.
It's hard. I'm trying to explain it without also pointing because I know that the people watching on YouTube won't be able to see me pointing. But like the segments are even on both sides of the wing in Hannah's nail, and on mine they're just like sort of tapering. Anyway, whatevs. This is the fun part because now you're doing your own nail, Pat. This is you. This is where you were like, give me my hand. I want to have a go. And we've somehow gone back to the black brush, like the thick, cheapy brush that I don't know where it came from. This part's fine. The glitter, getting it on there, whatever. Get our correction gel on. That's fine. You were very cute and you were doing like, you were holding the bottles up, which was great. That I just cut it out because I'd already shown the bottles. Buffing it, and now let's experiment with acrylic paint and Pat. Look at the swirl. Look at the swirl in the pot, and then the amount of paint on the brush.
Why does the black look so gross?
Because it's water-based paint.
I mean, yeah, it's water-based paint, but you've also got a bucket of it.
I don't know, but like in my head, I was like, oh, I want it to be dark and thick, so I should have lots of paint on the brush. obviously that was a not great decision.
And this is where we need actual education. And you can't teach yourself off YouTube, even though YouTube is fun. But this is why we tell everyone you can't learn off YouTube, because you watched me do your nail.
I did.
And yet, here we are. I mean, the shape is cute. It's a different style of butterfly, but the shape's cute. But for sure, acrylic paint, yes, it's water-based. Yes, it's thin, but it's super... Oh, okay, we're over it. Bye.
I was so angry.
Oh my gosh, it's so watery.
Do you put in the lid? Do you see what I mean? Though it's so different.
How do you feel about this, Pat?
I just kept putting it back into the pot, and I feel so like, ugh. But now I know, but I didn't know.
I didn't tell you.
But I should have known somehow.
Should you?
I don't know.
From making it up?
so wet and I hate it. Okay.
We're both really having a hard time.
Maybe if I wait.
Get like a little bit on your brush. Like a little bit. You've got too much on your brush.
I mean, Hannah tried.
She did.
It's just, it goes to show this entire YouTube channel is honestly just a shit show of me learning and now you learning. We do have really detailed nail art videos in our actual courses, I promise. But what fun is it if we just do everything perfectly for you, isn't it? I mean, please tell us in the comments below. What do you prefer, perfection or a shit show?
Which one's more entertaining?
I mean, there's a lot to be said for this. Yeah, I mean, obviously, subscribe so that you don't miss any of this thrilling content in future.
Ugly. Hate it.
Like, I don't mean to be like, laugh at your feelings. Your feelings are completely valid. But also, like, do you get it now? And I had to do that 3 times.
Yeah.
If these were genuinely going to Summit, I probably would have cared more. Good thing she did my hand first. So mine didn't look like haggard.
That's all we have for you. That, I mean, how do you sum it up, Pat?
Ask Penny for instructions instead of just trying to muddle through.
No, it's
No.
way more entertaining. The muddling. The muddling's way better.
It will be better next time.
Tell us in the comments below what you want to see next time. What level of muddle would you like? And we'll do our best to give it to you. And until then, we'll see you next week.